So it depends on the executive orders. Some have said that the president's going to drop executive orders immediately, maybe even on the first day. Hopefully some of those executive orders will repeal what some of the Biden administration folks have done to Alaska. Our Senator Dan Sullivan has an interesting chart that shows about 66 sanctions against Alaska, is what we call them, since the Biden administration came into play. So, for example, in 2017, ANWR was open under the tax and jobs bill. And the Biden administration has really done everything they can to stop those leases from actually going into play. We're supposed to have a sale again, a second sale for leases in ANWR in December. We're not sure if that's even going to happen. This is required by law. But we'll see when December comes along. But we're questioning whether this administration is going to go through with that. But I would say what Alaska is going to look like is what it's supposed to look like. What this country is supposed to look like is tremendous opportunity under the Trump administration, just like his first term. Great conversations with the president. During his first term, he always asked us, what does Alaska need?
Yeah.
What can we do for Alaska? And under President Trump, we got ANWR. We were drilling more. We were moving west in the NPRA, which is the National Petroleum Reserve, about 27 million acres of land in Alaska that was designated solely for oil production and gas production. Very supportive he is of our gas line project that is fully permitted that we're trying to finalize. Timber industry. Timber industry disappeared in the Tongass National Forest under the Clinton administration. Hopefully that comes back. But between oil, gas, mining, timber, we have tremendous opportunity in Alaska. All we want is the opportunity to be able to develop those resources on federal land. And we're very hopeful with President Trump coming back.
You mentioned the leases under the Biden administration. 7 of them that had been acquired by the Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority were canceled, and 2 others were abandoned as a result. You're in an interesting position here as a policymaker with one hand on Washington, the other on industry. There's been a bit of a Lucy with the football, according to some oil producers, who want assurances before they start investing in these leases. What would you tell them?
Well, that's another thing that the Trump administration will bring is certainty. So part of the problem with the leases in ANWR, as you mentioned, is when you're selling leases, but on the other hand, you're telling folks to not invest in the Arctic, to not put money in the Arctic, to not put money into oil. It provides an uncertain future for those investors. And so I think under the Trump administration, that's going to change. The other thing that's very important to realize is we're going to need 2 to 3 times as much energy as we're producing right now because of data farms, supercomputers. That's rapidly changing. A gigawatt of electricity powers about 800,000 homes. We only have 700,000 people in the state of Alaska. So some of these data farms are using more than the power we generate for all of our residents. You're going to have as much energy as possible coming from various sources, and we're going to need it sooner than later.
You're sitting on oil, but a lot of people are talking about nuclear now. Do you support that approach?
We support all forms of energy. Doesn't matter if it's renewables, oil, gas, nukes, any and all forms of energy. And we actually passed a nuke siting bill 2 years ago that's going to make it easier for nuclear outfits to come up and take a look at Alaska.
Is that right? So Alaska could be the home of the next new nuclear reactor in the United States?
Well, I hope so. And we're also looking at a nuclear reactor on one of our military bases at Eielson. So, yes, we hope so. You need as much energy as possible, again, from any source we can get it from.
Or will we see an auction in the early stages of the Trump administration when it comes to these leases?
I hope
or
so.
do you not have a sense exactly what that procedure will be?
I hope so. And I hope that also pertains to offshore oil leases, which were also negatively impacted by the Biden administration. So onshore, offshore, again, we hope that there's a couple lease sales that go up pretty quick.
The prize for you, unless you tell me otherwise, is a pipeline, a natural gas pipeline that the Trump administration has promised. You actually retweeted a statement by Donald Trump on this. What's your expectation? What has he told you?
Well, we have all the permits for this pipeline. It's a massive pipeline project where I think we're battling our last court case. So this pipeline project is really coming together with buyers and sellers of gas. The president's been very consistent. President Trump's been very consistent. And he supports this gas line concept. What people don't realize is Alaska pioneered LNG export for North America in the late 1960s, 68, 69. We sent gas to Japan, LNG, out of Nikiski, Alaska, which is south of Anchorage. That occurred for 50 years until our gas got depleted in the Cook Inlet. But we're talking about North Slope gas, which is 100 trillion cubic feet to 200 trillion cubic feet of gas, tremendous amounts of gas. But we're very close to consummating this gas pipeline, and pretty excited about it.